Today in Inside Craft Show, I'm going to teach you how to take the perfect selfie, the perfect profile pic.
Actually, Batman, it's picture profile, not profile pic. You just kind of swap.
Oh, I see. Well, whatever. What's that gimmick back behind you?
Oh, back there? That's a Steadicam. You know, it's one of those things that, you carry the camera on it and kind of float.
Looks like something Vasquez would wear.
Batman, you're an Alien fan?
Of course I am. Love aliens.
Oh, did you happen to see Alien Covenant?
Alien Covenant was terrible. It gave me scap.
What's scap?
Turned my BMs black like David's goo.
You're taking a little far, with the poop jokes. You've stooped down to poop jokes at this point.
Last time I had a case of scap that bad was when the Riddler invited me over for tacos.
Oh, that doesn't sound that bad.
It was mystery meat.
Okay. All right, so we're going to jump in. We're going to throw the Steadicam rig up and toy with picture profiles, and the Steadicam. Quick test today because we have a shoot coming up for a pretty big client. We actually have to do this. So this isn't just a test, it's an actual test. Craft Show. Hello, I'm Drew's German cousin. I can't even do a German accent, not gonna lie, but I did find a wig and a hat and have this color chart. Today we're doing a couple things. One, Steadicam test. Two, we're also gonna do which profile should you use. Whoa, you can't say that Donnie and Marie 1970 without Marie 1990. You can't say what profile pic you should use. They're all different, it's subjective. What you should have said is what profile pic we should use on this upcoming spot, because telling anybody to do anything is absolutely absurd. Kind of like when somebody makes a vlog video and says that the skin tones are screwed up, and yet they made it prior to the Premiere update, so therefore they were transcoding and we don't know what the transcode was that they did. So here's me, and let's Steadicam it. First pass, doing it raw. Stabilization is on. Haven't thrown the cam on in a while. To your right a little bit. Yep. To the left of me. To your left. You're good. And we're just going to walk and talk. You're perfect center right now. Jeff doesn't have a guide with us and you make your cut. Good uncut. Good pass. We lost Dawson today to something else he wanted to do. Yeah, do it down. And we're doing this little piece here. So I'll just sit down in this chair here with my fanny pack on. It's a little ghetto rig because we couldn't find an HDMI cable. Honesty, that's what we do here. And action. So we're walking, we're talking, good cut. Sometimes you gotta swing a little wide and drag your feet like I just did. You're doing great. Perfect eye line. Straight back and you're solid. So we're using the Shogun down here, so in theory we could cut. You can make your cut. Good turn. And kind of walk in. So we have the Shogun running as the secondary monitor. And this is a full Zephyr rig. We've flown things as heavy as a Red on it before, but we've never really tried it with the GH5. There you go. And I got a new hairdo for this particular shot. I think it looks fantastic. And action. So one of the trickiest things that we've been dealing with is kind of moving. We used to fly a Red on this Zephyr, even though you're not really supposed to, we did it anyway. We're just kind of remembering in the past, Jeff and I flew like a 10-to-1 on it, like a big boy heavyweight zoom. Didn't totally work and we had to drop it out. And you're good to make your cut. Inside a little bit, there you go. And I gave that note to him a little too soon, that's on me. Normally we'd have a grip, a wonderful gentleman named Sean Kerbals, Joseph Kerbals, that's not good. He's gonna punch me for that one.
I had a little bump
so
there
that's
hitting the chairs.
Yeah, it happens, it's all right.
It does.
There we go.
Yep.
And we've also turned off the E-stabilization. So this is OIS only. I would probably always use it with this lens because I think it does a fairly good job. And so we're gonna kind of push forward. You ready, Jeff?
Yep.
And here we go, and action. So like we were saying, I was saying earlier, we've used this Steadicam on several features. We've run different things. At the time though, we never really had anything but a Red that would fly a 4K. I'm not a huge Blackmagic fan, not dissing on Blackmagic, but it's not my favorite of all cameras. It just seems to slow down, make your cut, hard cut, there you go, you're good. Good fly. And so it's just about using what we had. That's another point for the GH5. We'll see how well it does on the Steadicam because I'm not totally even sure. We're just trying to look to make a little bit of a complex move, the kind of stuff we like to do on Steadicam. Those chairs are a real pain in the butt.
They are.
All right, so let's go check out the footage in the lab. And by lab, I mean, you've heard me say that before. We're just gonna go to the edit bay. Okay, so we're in the edit bay. One of the things we wanna do is just see, can you identify which picture profile was used? A lot of people have their own theories and recipes. We have our own, and we'll gladly reveal those shortly after this video. However, in the meantime, see if you can sort out which picture profile is which. We did a really quick hasty grade because, again, this is test conditions. What we wanted to see is A, how well the Steadicam worked and how well these profiles would match to something else we're doing that we can't talk about yet. But we wanted to match those pieces up, so that's what we did. So looking at the footage, this first profile here, clearly I didn't have the cell phone. I didn't think about it yet, but looking at, you know, skin tone's not super terrible. I look kind of warm and inviting. Maybe like, you know, like that hairdo and that hat actually worked for me. I'm looking at the saturation levels and they're holding up pretty well. Obviously we're in a hallway environment, so we didn't do any lighting at all. This is not about that kind of thing. It was more like, again, can't talk about the test yet, but what we're going to encounter on this particular job and one of the challenges we're going to be faced with based on timetable. But I don't mind that first profile. It held up pretty well. Here's our secondary profile. I figured out the cell phone gag. The colors actually seem to hold up pretty well. Where I find a big difference is in skin tone. Again, I think part of that's going to be the hair no hat thing. I think changing that around, I might like this skin tone the best. I might have gone back on. This feels kind of creamy. Like the skin tone feels kind of creamy. It looks pretty solid. Not too bad. I could buy off on that. Again, I'm looking at the color chart. The colors seem to pop pretty well. Skin tone's not terrible. I still have not seen this green stuff that another vlogger was talking about. I hate that word, by the way. Vlogger. How about YouTube personality? All right, so here's the third one. Color looks fantastic to me. The color replication looks good. I feel like the skin tone actually is pretty solid in this front portion. It looks pretty spot on. The one thing I did notice though is there's something weird happening with my lips. It looks like I've been eating powdered donuts, and because they look kind of white, or I'm like Terrell the crackhead from the Dave Chappelle show. Is that the guy's name? Terrell? Tyrese the crackhead? Whatever the guy's name was, that character he had on the Chappelle show. Look at my lips, they're so white. So skin tone in here is kind of funky, but again, I think part of that has to do with the fact that there wasn't any lighting and we weren't really treating it for that. We were really just looking at this chip chart is the only thing we really cared about. But it did have an impact on that skin tone. So this third pass here, I think I talk about we turn the OIS off, and I'll have a comment on all these shots here in just a second.
That's the fourth pass.
That's what I said, the fourth pass. Thanks, Jeff. That's what I said, laying booty traps. So this fourth pass, again, color looks pretty good. It's a little bit deeper, a little muddled. Some of the color's muddled. Skin tone holds up pretty well. I mean, I look like, again, I have the wig on, but I look like my tone is a little bit pinker, or it's got a little more richness to it as opposed to the flatness. I don't look like I have total powdered donut lips, that there's a little bit of that there. Could have just been the fact that I needed some lip gloss to cut the shine down. I'm just kidding. I have no idea if that's what you use it for, aside from coloring your lips. I get that part. All right, so there we go. Looking at all the shots, one of the things I'm really excited about is the fact that Jeff, who has not worn his Steadicam rig in over 2 years because of those stabilized gimmicks that have come out, and we've just gotten lazy too and just used a stabilizer. But seeing Jeff back in the rig makes me happy, and I thought he did a pretty good job. So congratulations, Jeff, on not wearing a vest and suddenly putting one on and being able to fall off the bicycle without breaking your face. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
All right. But two, I'm excited to see that I didn't notice any of the wiggly wobbly, the Batman shutters, the wiggles, the artifacts. I didn't notice any of those in this, aside from the normal movement. Again, we know that comes with panning speed, but in my mind, that's such an issue. I was a little nervous that maybe it would show up in the Steadicam side of things. Now, I'm sure you're probably asking, why don't you just get a Ronin or whatever? Well, because we own the Steadicam, and frankly, the fact that we own the Steadicam means that I can charge rent for it, which means that I can put money into the pocket to keep our business thriving. So sometimes getting tech is great. What we did do, and I will share because we're excited, is we took the money we could have rented a Ronin for and decided to rent some Master Primes. So we get to shoot our next spot on Master Primes, which is always a plus. And I would take Master Primes over a Ronin any day of the week, only because Master Primes. What do you think about Master Primes?
Love them.
See? Master primes. That's what we're saying. So big project coming up ahead. There it is. We'll reveal what was what next week. I'll just give you a little clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hug us, and then just connect with us any way you can. Just give us comments, give us notes, give us thoughts, shoot us an email. Anything you want, we're here to help. Cheers.